The message came at 8:47 p.m. sharp. Staying at Emily's tonight, don't worry. Love you, Red Heart. My thumb hovered over the screen, rereading it 3 times. There was nothing unusual about the words, nothing glaringly suspicious, but something in the phrasing scraped against me like sandpaper. Don't worry. She'd never said that before. Not once in 7 years of marriage. I stared at the text a little too long enough for my beer to go warm in my hand. The TV murmured some late-night talk show. Laughter echoing from people who weren't losing their minds over a simple sentence. Don't worry. I wasn't worried. At least I told myself I wasn't. But the longer I sat there, the more the silence in our home pressed down on me. It started raining around 10. I remember because I stood by the living room window watching the streetlights blur through the drizzle. Her car wasn't in the driveway. She'd left around 7 after some vague conversation about needing a girls' night. The truth is, our marriage had felt muted lately. Not broken, just quieter. Fewer late-night talks, fewer spontaneous touches. I chalked it up to stress, her long hours, my deadlines. But now, watching the rain slide down the glass, I realized how much space had crept in between us. I picked up my phone again. Her location was still shared with me. She'd forgotten to turn that off after our anniversary trip to the coast. I wasn't checking out of mistrust, I told myself. Just curiosity. I tapped the screen and froze. She wasn't at Emily's. She was on the other side of town, near the Riverview Hotel. For a full minute I stood there, the sound of rain swallowing every coherent thought. Then my pulse kicked in, hammering through my chest. My throat went dry, and the air in the room turned sharp, electric. No, maybe she was meeting someone for work. Maybe Emily lived nearby. Maybe the app glitched. But the voice in the back of my head, cold, steady, merciless, whispered, "You already know." By 10:30 I was in the car. The rain had thickened into sheets, wipers thrashing against it. I didn't even think about what I'd do when I got there. Confront her? Sit in the parking lot like some pathetic stalker? The truth didn't care about my pride anymore. The Riverview Hotel loomed ahead. A cheap 2-story building with a flickering neon sign. I parked across the street and killed the engine. My heart pounded so violently it felt like the whole car shook. Then I saw it. Her car. Parked under the yellow light near room 212. I couldn't move. My hands gripped the steering wheel until my knuckles went white. Minutes crawled by. Every shadow that moved behind the thin curtain hit me like a punch. At 11:04 the door opened. She stepped out first, wearing the same blue sweater I bought her last Christmas. A man followed, taller, broad-shouldered, with that careless confidence only people with nothing to lose seem to have. He brushed her hair back, kissed her, and she laughed. That laugh. God, I'd missed that sound. And now it wasn't mine anymore. I didn't confront them. I wish I could say I stormed over there, shouted, demanded answers. But I didn't. I sat there, silent, while my world folded in on itself. I drove home in a daze. Every familiar landmark looked foreign. Every memory that once made me smile now burned. The rain had stopped by then, leaving the air heavy and still. Inside the house, everything was exactly as she'd left it. The half-empty coffee cup, her cardigan over the chair, the faint scent of her perfume lingering in the hallway. It all felt staged, like a museum exhibit of a life that had already ended. I poured a glass of whiskey, then another. My reflection in the dark window looked like someone else entirely, someone hollowed out, emptied of warmth. At 3:12 a.m. I started writing the note. It wasn't angry. I didn't curse her or call her names. I just told her the truth, that I'd seen her, that I knew that I was leaving not because I hated her, but because I refused to live a lie. I left it on the kitchen table beside her favorite mug. Then I packed a small bag. Just essentials. Passport, cash, my father's watch. Before I walked out, I turned off the lights one last time. The house went dark, except for the faint glow from her phone charger blinking on the nightstand upstairs. The sun was just beginning to rise when I hit the highway. The world outside looked washed clean, like nothing terrible had happened in it. Birds were starting to stir in the trees. I pulled over at a rest stop and sat there, letting the dawn spill over the horizon. My phone buzzed. It was her. Hey, just got home. You're not here? Everything okay? Then seconds later. Where are you? I didn't reply. I blocked her number, turned off the phone, and slipped it into the glove box. For the first time in months, the silence didn't feel suffocating. Felt like air. As I drove away, a part of me grieved for the version of us that could have been. But another part, quieter, steadier, finally exhaled. Because some endings don't come with closure. Sometimes they come with a note on a kitchen table, a sunrise in the rearview mirror, and the realization that love, once broken, can't be repaired. It can only be left behind.